Do you think it's because there's people that are queer or LGBT, whatever, and they want other people to be a part of their group?
Dr. Phil went into the other part that I think is just totally fascinating about this, how it's become a social contagion. They now know that when one girl, an actual girl at a school, starts transitioning to be a boy, which isn't even, it's not gender affirming, it's the least affirming thing you could possibly do, chopping off someone's genitals, that it then starts spreading to the other kids at that school. It's wild. Take a look.
What do you think is behind it, though? Like, how did this, this is so contrary to the way most people feel, what do you think is behind it, especially the push towards children, affirming children? Do you think it's because there's people that are queer or LGBT, whatever, and they want other people to be a part of their group? Is it they want more LGBT people? They want to encourage this behavior? They think it's suppressed, and maybe there's more people that are gay or whatever, and they want to come out and they just get suppressed by it, so they're trying to make it like more enthusiastic? Like, how is this trans thing becoming a major point of debate with children where it never has in history? In your life, in my life, there was never all this talk about trans children. Like, this, it seems insane that we've forgotten that kids don't know what the is going on yet.
I think a lot of it is owing to social media platforms and the internet. I think this is what I'm talking about when I say the activist, I don't think speak for the community at large. I think they get an agenda that they're pushing, and I think they really get wrapped up in this, and it gets a lot of oxygen on the internet. It gets a lot of oxygen on social media platform. Now, they say there's no social contagion here, but the girls that are claiming to be transgender, that percentage has gone up. Some reports say it's gone up 800%, 1,000% over the last several years. And they say, well, that's because they feel more comfortable talking about it now. I think there is a social contagion effect. So people jump on the bandwagon, and if it's for a short period of time, but they've done things that can't be reversed, I think that's really tragic.
Yeah, it is really tragic for all the reasons that I just explained. Imagine what your life would be like if you did this when you were 11 and then suddenly you are 16 and you realize all of the repercussions of that, or you realize that you were pushed into it, or everything else. And by the way, it's not, when he says, I think that it's a social contagion, it's not think it's a social contagion. There is a book by Abigail Schreier, who I've had on the show, and we have her coming on in another week or so. She did a tremendous amount of research, especially as it pertains to girls transitioning to boys. I just hate that phrase in and of itself because it's just not real. There is a massive social contagion that it just starts spreading within these schools.